there, welcome. We are on day 9 of our 31-day journey throughout the month of December. For every day of this month, I will be bringing you a very new recipe. Yesterday, we made my grandmother's hot chocolate. I amped it up a bit, made it adult style, made it into a dessert kind of hot chocolate, but it was very delicious. And today, I also will be making a recipe of my grandmother's, but I am making it updated and new because I do not eat meat. It is my grandmother's oxtail soup. I know, before you even get started, how can you mess up an oxtail soup recipe? Well, I'm gonna add flavor to it, just as much flavor as I would if I were to have added the oxtails. So we're gonna hop right into this recipe right now. So in front of me, I have my pot. Y'all, I had to bring out the big pot for the soup because I'm gonna make so much of it. I'm gonna freeze some, I'm gonna eat some. It is going to be amazing. I have my heat on medium-low right now. So into my pot, I'm going to grab some oil. We're going to put a little bit of oil, about a tablespoonful of the oil of your choice, because we're gonna sweat down our vegetables. So pop that there. And for this recipe, we have a lot of ingredients, but they pack a punch and they have a lot of flavor. That is going to give us that old school flavor in this new school recipe, y'all. Old school flavor, new school recipe. So this is heating up pretty good. So in my pot, I'm going to add onions. I have one medium onion, white onion. I have it diced. On this plate, I know I have on my plate, I have onions. I'm going to put the bell pepper here. I have a quarter of a green bell pepper that I'm going to add to here. Pick out all my onions because I wanted to pack everything on this one plate so I didn't have to keep moving and going back and forth. So I have a quarter of a green onion. I'm going to pop that in here, but I also have quarter of a green bell pepper. I stand corrected. I have that. I'm going to pop that in here. I'm also going to pop in one large carrot. So far in the pot, we have onions, one large carrot, a quarter of a green bell pepper, and I have 2 stalks of celery. Diced. All of this is diced. We want it bite size. So we're going to add that in. And I have a quarter of an orange bell pepper that I'm also going to add in. The green bell pepper was my grandmother. The orange bell pepper is all arty. I can remember as a child my grandmother would buy bushels of bell peppers. And my sisters and I, we would sit and cut up the bell peppers into bite-sized pieces. And my grandmother would freeze them in Ziploc bags, and she would pull them out for later. She was ahead of the game. She would freeze them, and then she would pull them out later for recipes. So that's about it with my orange bell peppers. I'm still picking here. So I have the orange bell peppers, the carrots, the celery, and the onions so far. And I'm going to sit this down for a second. Sit this right here. Put that green bean on there. Gonna mix this up. I'm going to lower the temperature down to low. Gonna put this in here. Give this a good little stir. Let this start to cook down some. We want it to cook down some because those onions are nice and translucent. I'm gonna put this here. I have 2 bay leaves. 2 bay leaves. I have 2 of them. I'm gonna pop those in and have them mingle and marry in with our celery, our onions, our orange bell pepper, our carrot, and our green bell pepper. All that is going to be in there. So we're going to let this cook down. I have the temperature raised up just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, whilst that is cooking, a little bit of my Elizabethan English, while that is cooking and marinating out and hanging on, I'm going to tell you guys the rest of the ingredients that I have for this recipe. I have a package of frozen corn. It is slightly thawed. It's a small package. I also have 3 garlic cloves, and I have a special ingredient. I will let you know about that. So I have 3 garlic cloves here. We are going to use kosher salt, some, y'all know, crushed red pepper flakes. That's just for me. You don't have to add it. I like heat. I like heat. And instead of me getting peppers, which I can get a jalapeno pepper or a different type of pepper, a milder pepper would be a poblano pepper. I choose to use my red pepper, chili pepper, that's a lot of peas, pepper, red chili pepper flakes. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so we also have some Italian seasoning. I have some turmeric. I love the warmth of turmeric, and it gives it a little bit of color. It is so good. I have some fresh parsley. I have 1 whole cup. So I have 8 ounces of crushed tomatoes, and I have 1 heaping tablespoon of tomato paste, of which I'm going to pop my tomato paste in with my vegetables because I want this soup to have a depth of flavor. So I'm going to pop that in here, and I am going to mix this all around. That tomato paste, oh guys, this smells so good, so good, so good. So good. Oh, that smells good. That smells real good. We're going to let that hang out for a second. I also have some of my chickpea and garlic base that we use for the chickpea infused shrimp. I'm going to pop that in this recipe too. If you want the recipe for this base, it is on my chickpea infused shrimp. So go check that video out and you will see how to make this base, and you can use it in your other recipes as well. I'm just letting you guys know that when you make things, they can have more than one use. So I have 32 ounces of organic chicken, not chicken, the devil is a liar. I have 32 ounces of vegetable broth, and then I have a half a container. So I have 32 ounces, and then I have another 16 ounces. So I have 48 ounces of liquid that I will be putting in here shortly. So I'm going to go ahead and put our 3 garlic cloves. I have 3 garlic cloves that are going into this recipe. I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. Go ahead and mash them in here. Okay. Just trying to be stubborn, but that's okay. I did stuff 3 of them in there, y'all. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Put that garlic in there. I'm going to sit that down there. Go ahead. And now it is time to go ahead and put our spices in there. We're going to put our spices in there and let them cook down. So I have a half of a teaspoon of turmeric. I'm using a teaspoon and a half of Italian seasoning. I'm only going to put a pinch of salt in because we're going to go back and see if we need more later. We don't want to oversalt the soup because if you oversalt it now, you cannot take that salt out of it later. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Oh, this smells so good, so good, so good. To this, I am going to add in our broth now. We're going to add in our broth. You guys hear that sizzle? I know you see the steam. Going to go ahead and add our broth in. This makes quite a bit of soup. And the thing about this soup is that you can freeze it. You can freeze it. You can even gift it during this holiday season. We know there are a lot of people that can't get out of their homes due to the current climate that we're in. So share this soup, ring your doorbell, put it on your neighbor's doorstep. Make sure it's your neighbor. Don't want to get arrested. Or give it to a relative that is not feeling well, that is just under the weather, or just needs a little TLC. This soup has love written all over it. Okay, so we have our liquid in there, and now we're going to add our corn. Just gonna go ahead and pour our corn in. There we go. Use this. Put the corn in, and then we are going to, now we have our green beans. So I have 1/4 pound of fresh green beans. I clean them, cut them up, and I have one small summer squash, one small yellow squash. And I have a half of a large, or you can do one medium zucchini. However you want it, a half or half of a large one or one medium one. I'll put that there. Our crushed tomatoes go in now. Our crushed tomatoes go in now. And we're going to get every bit of this delicious tomatoes out of there. I'll put that there and move this here. So moving some of this stuff out the way. Now I will be putting in our chickpea base. Our chickpea base is loaded with flavor. We know we put like 900,000 million trillion cloves of garlic in this. And the peas will give us that additional protein that we would be missing if we were to eat the original of the, guess what? Oxtail soup. So we have that in there. And to this, finally, we are going to add our beef bouillon cube, but not really. It's a not beef bouillon cube. So this is a vegan bouillon cube that I am putting in to our soup, and we are going to let this simmer. We're going to let this simmer for about, put our red pepper flakes in here, just a pinch. We're going to let this simmer, guys, for about 20 to 25 minutes. So we will check it. We want to make sure that everything is fork tender in here, that it has a little bit of bite, but not much. We don't want it to bite back. We want it to be tender and very flavorful. So we're gonna let this simmer, and then when it's done, I will be back to serve it up, and we will eat some of this delicious soup that is my grandmother's non-oxtail soup, Artie style. And our soup is done. It smells amazing. I cooked it on medium-high for about 20 to 25 minutes. I am going to go ahead and plate this up so we can have some. Remember to fish out your bay leaves. Oh, this smells so good. This smells so good. I'm going to add my cracked black pepper a little bit on top, and I am going to sprinkle this with a little bit of fresh parsley. That is what I am going to do. I have some baked wontons here that I am going to pair with our amazing soup. Amazing, simply amazing. Yes, 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 yes. Come through, soup, come through. Come through. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Let me move this out the way. Push this a little bit forward. And I am going to partake of this soup. It's super hot, super hot. I don't want to go in for the kill. Because it is hot. Y'all see that steam? It is hot. I'm getting a facial sauna is what I'm getting. Oh, this tastes so good. This tastes so good, and it is so hot. So I'm gonna sit that there, but I'm gonna have some more. The celery still has a little bit of bite to it. The vegetables are super tender. Let me have a carrot. Carrot is al dente. Absolutely delicious. This is so delicious. I'm gonna go old school. My wonton with the vegetables on here, y'all. Good, 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 good. Jesus be offense. Remember, guys, we have the wontons from our wonton dessert a couple of days ago. Our wonton dessert. That recipe will also be down in the description box. The link for it, so check that out. But this is good. This took under 30 minutes to make. It's flavorful. You can freeze it. You can share it. You can have this for lunch with a salad. You can have it for dinner with salad and a protein on top of it. But all of these elements, all of these ingredients together makes for a good soup. Makes for my grandmother's non-oxtail soup. That's amazing. That tastes good. I'll see you for day 10 of our 31 days of recipe journeys for the month of December, throughout the month of December. This soup is good. Go ahead and try it. Share it with your family and your friends. Share this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the recipes that I'm putting out this month. I want to thank you for supporting me and this channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.